Caitlin Clark is the only woman in basketball to ever sign with Wilson Basketball, and she's the only athlete since Michael Jordan to do so.
If we're comparing a Caitlin Clark signature shoe release to anybody not named Michael Jordan, anybody not named LeBron James, you're being extremely disingenuous.
The world of sports marketing is a fiercely competitive, high-stakes arena where global empires are painstakingly built and vast fortunes are made, often on the immense appeal and legendary talent of singular athletes.
When you strip away the noise and the bright lights, it's just the game you loved as a kid.
But what happens when one of the most colossal, seemingly untouchable players in that demanding game, a brand whose very name is synonymous with athletic greatness and cutting-edge cool, appears to falter, to hesitate, to fundamentally misjudge an opportunity that only comes around once in a generation?
People were even speculating that. But today was the Nike quarterly call, putting to rest any rumors that A, this wasn't a done deal, and B, there are renegotiations at the table. Something that this did clear up as well is looking like Caitlin Clark's shoe was coming in 2026.
It's a scenario that seems almost unthinkable, yet it's unfolding before our very eyes, as an unexpected contender delivers a marketing masterstroke so perfectly timed and emotionally resonant that it has left seasoned industry insiders reeling in astonishment and captivated fans buzzing with excitement and speculation.
If we're comparing a Caitlin Clark signature shoe release to anybody not named Michael Jordan, anybody not named LeBron James, you're being extremely disingenuous. Extremely disingenuous. We can't compare abnormality to normal behaviors. We can't compare the extreme case, the rarest of the rare case, to an average Joe Schmo walking down the street singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo. We can't be doing that. We only compare Clark to Jordan, Clark to James, Clark to Tiger, Clark to Gretzky, Clark to Ali. That's it.
The central question that hangs heavy in the air is both simple and profoundly complex. How could the celebrated architects of some of the most iconic, culture-defining advertising campaigns in history get this particular situation so spectacularly, so visibly wrong? And perhaps more importantly, who exactly is this audacious player capitalizing on this monumental oversight with such devastating precision and apparently effortless grace?
Black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say you're not really about me, and she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point, and also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. But, like, she understands her privilege, and, like, pushes her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you.
The narrative properly ignites with the meteoric, almost breathtaking arrival of a true sporting phenomenon, Caitlin Clark. This isn't merely a story about another exceptionally talented basketball player joining the professional ranks. This is the chronicle of an athlete who has, in a remarkably short period, fundamentally reshaped the entire landscape of her sport.
From the sounds of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season. The commissioner told her that she could make $700,000 playing in the WNBA.
From her record-shattering, headline-grabbing college career, which frequently drew viewership numbers comparable to major championship events in other sports, to her electrifying, highly anticipated entry into the WNBA, Caitlin Clark rapidly transcended the boundaries of basketball to become a household name, a genuine cultural force, drawing in unprecedented levels of attention and enthusiasm. It didn't take long for seasoned experts and market analysts to recognize her almost unparalleled marketability, confidently placing her commercial potential in the same rarefied, almost mythical air as transcendent sporting icons like Michael Jordan, athletes who don't just excel at playing the game, they define entire eras. So, when Nike, the undisputed behemoth of sports endorsements and a company built on legendary partnerships with athletic royalty, proudly announced they had secured her coveted signature, the news was universally hailed as a strategic coup, a golden ticket acquired, the astute acquisition of what many predicted would be a future billion-dollar asset. But then, almost as quickly as the celebratory virtual confetti had settled, the carefully crafted narrative took a deeply puzzling, almost inexplicable turn. Nike officially inked Caitlin Clark Clark to a reported $28 million endorsement deal spanning 8 years, a figure many astute industry analysts whispered was an absolute steal for a player of her unique caliber and burgeoning global influence. The expectation across the sports world was crystal clear. A signature shoe, the ultimate symbol of anointing for any basketball superstar, would be imminent. Instead, it emerged that A'ja Wilson, another exceptional Nike athlete, would be receiving her signature shoe before Clark, a timing decision that immediately raised eyebrows given the sheer velocity of Clark mania. Then came the truly stunning revelation. Industry insiders and credible reports began to circulate widely that Caitlin Clark's own highly anticipated signature shoe might not actually hit retail stores until late 2025, or, even more astonishingly, potentially deep into 2026, with some whispers even hinting at 2027. To truly put this extraordinary delay into stark perspective, one only needs to recall 2003, when a young LeBron James had his signature Nike shoe ready for his NBA debut, a mere 3 months from concept to court, a stark contrast to the potential multi-year wait for Clark. This baffling timeline from Nike, going from a 3-month fast track for one generational talent to a potential 3-year crawl for another, was a clear indication that something was deeply, seriously amiss within the decision-making processes of the sportswear giant. This puzzling decision regarding Clark didn't happen in a vacuum. It unfolded against a backdrop of significant turmoil within the Nike empire, which has seen its market value erode by over $100 billion since its peak in 2021. This financial turbulence led to intense pressure, leadership changes, and growing whispers that Nike was losing its innovative edge, becoming too corporate, too slow, and perhaps losing touch with the very cultural currents that had once propelled its dominance. Adding another layer of complexity was the A'ja Wilson situation and persistent, uncomfortable murmurs around privilege in women's basketball, with Wilson herself having made past comments that resurfaced, creating a sensitive undercurrent. It's plausible that Nike, acutely aware of social narratives, found itself trying to navigate these treacherous waters, and the decision to prioritize Wilson's shoe announcement or delay Clark's might have been influenced by these complex optics and a fear of potential backlash. And then came the Olympic snub. Caitlin Clark, despite her record-breaking impact, was left off the Team USA roster, a decision that ignited a firestorm of debate, especially when compared to historical precedents for other rising stars. Clark's response was pure on-court dominance in the WNBA, shattering expectations, selling out arenas, and single-handedly transforming the league's profile, making Nike's perplexing inertia regarding her signature line even more glaring. Enter Wilson, the iconic sporting goods company stepped into the void with a campaign so perfectly pitched, so emotionally resonant, focusing on Clark's pure love for the game, a stark contrast to Nike's hesitant approach. The campaign's tagline, "Caitlin, always basketball," was elegant and impactful. Wilson then monumentally announced Clark as the only woman with a signature Wilson basketball collection, and the only athlete since Michael Jordan with such a partnership, boldly placing her in MJ's stratosphere. This wasn't a superficial branding exercise for Wilson. Reports revealed meticulous care, months spent understanding Clark's personality, preferences, and essence to create a genuinely bespoke product line, reflecting a deep personal engagement. The fan reaction to Wilson's authentic campaign was immediate and overwhelmingly positive, praising its purity and focus on sport over controversy, a painful contrast to Nike's perceived distant corporate handling of their star asset. Wilson's masterstroke ruthlessly exposed Nike's recent strategy as timid and reactive, potentially inflicting long-term damage on Nike's brand image, especially among younger fans who value authenticity and decisive action. Ultimately, the game has indeed changed. Nike, seemingly paralyzed, fumbled a generational talent, while Wilson capitalized by focusing on authenticity. This situation reveals a larger truth. Authenticity often trumps fear, and the brands that understand this will win. What does this mean for the future of athlete endorsements? Ultimately, the game has indeed changed, or perhaps it's revealed a timeless truth that was momentarily forgotten by some. Nike, a titan of marketing, seemingly found itself paralyzed by internal complexities or external pressures, fumbling an undeniable opportunity with a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. Into this vacuum stepped Wilson, a brand that chose not to engage in the political calculus, but to focus with laser precision on authenticity, on the athlete's genuine story, and on the pure, unadulterated love love for the sport. Their success is a powerful lesson. This situation isn't just an isolated incident, it's a stark illustration of a larger dynamic in modern sports marketing. Authenticity, it turns out, often trumps fear. Brands that understand how to connect with athletes and audiences on a genuine human level, free from overly managed corporate messaging, are the ones increasingly poised to win hearts, minds, and market share. The question that now hangs in the air is a profound one. What does this stunning episode truly signal for the future of athlete endorsements? And which other giants might be forced to reevaluate their own playbooks before they too are outmaneuvered?